I'm going to do a problem similar to problem number 55 in section 3.2. So this is going to be an example where we have y is equal to negative 1/3 x. So I'm going to make a t-chart using this, and I can use any values I want to. I've got the equation in the form of y equals and then negative 1/3 x. So I'm going to pick values for x, and then I'm going to use any values that I want to pick for x. I'm going to use those values to solve for y. Now the values that I pick for x, I'm going to want them to be nice values so that when I multiply them by negative 1/3, that the negative 1/3 cancels out. So I want to pick values for x that are multiples of 3. So one number that is a multiple of 3 is 3. 0 is always a good one to use. I could use negative 6. I could use positive 9. So there's examples of 4 different numbers that are multiples of 3. Now to figure out what y is going to be equal to, I take each one of those x values and put it in for x. So negative 1/3 times 3. And I'm going to be multiplying by 3 over 1. Remember to cancel like factors. And when I multiply that out, I end up with negative 1. So when x is equal to 3, y is equal to negative 1. I'm going to do the same thing again now with 0. Y is equal to negative 1/3 times 0. That gives me 0. And then I'm going to do y is equal to negative 1/3 times 6. Write it as 6 over 1. Cancel out like factors, and you come up with negative 2. And then the last one, y is equal to negative 1/3 times 9, 9 over 1. Cancel like factors, and you end up with negative 3. So we've got some really nice numbers that we've ended up with for y because we picked x values that were multiples of 3. If my denominator was 2, then I would pick multiples of 2. If my denominator was 5, I would pick multiples of 5. Now I need to graph. Now remember, you only need 2 points to establish a line, but I always pick a third point to make sure that I haven't made a mistake on the other 2 points, and that third point will show that it doesn't line up if it's incorrect. I've got 4 points. I should be able to do double duty here, and I'm going to go ahead and graph this. X-axis and my y-axis. 3, negative 1, 0, 0, negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 6, negative 2. What seems wrong with this picture already? And then I have 9, negative 3. So 9, 7, 8, 9, negative 3, 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 points that line up, and then I have one that doesn't line up, and that's the negative 6 one. So let's go back and look at our calculations for negative 6. Oh, look at what I did here. I didn't put in a negative 6. So when I put in a negative 6, I end up with negative times a negative, so that should have given me a positive 2. So that means that when I graph, I should have had negative 6, positive 2. So this one's incorrect. Now they all line up, and that's a good reason why we need at least 3 points. Make sure that we are graphing the line correctly. And there is the graph of the line of y equals negative 1/3 x.